you guys? What is up? Welcome back. How are you guys doing? I hope everybody watching is doing well. I hope you guys are enjoying the start of your fall. So you guys, today's pick a card is going to be a pick a card about the next 30 days. I'm going to try to cover as much as I possibly can, as I always do in these types of readings. Before I show you guys the piles, as always, I gotta add in the little disclaimer for all the silly gooses of the world. If you're new to tarot is a divination tool. It's an intuitive practice. So take what resonates, leave what does not. And that doesn't just go for tarot, guys. That's literally like duh with everything in life. Also, there's nuance to every conversation, guys. It would be so unreasonable for anyone to expect a single person to sit in a reading or in any type of public format to sit and discuss every little nuance that there could possibly be. So please just understand when I'm speaking in general, that's all it is. You don't need to take offense. It ain't that deep. With that being said, you guys, here's a clip of the piles right now. All right, you guys, these are the three piles. Group 1 with the bench, group 2 with the ram, and group number 3 with the key. If you guys want to go ahead and pick more than one pile, you guys are welcome to do so. And if you need a minute to pause and meditate on which pile is calling your name, you guys can do that right now. Hello, group 1. Welcome to your guys' reading. Let's go ahead and get started on the next 30 days. I am going to pull all the tarot that I shuffled out just because I want to see the full story. For me, it's like tarot is not just like one card or the, you know, this or that. Like, it's the whole picture. So let me see what the picture is saying before I just start yippity-yappeting. I will be pulling the dice momentarily. I want to get a few more cards on the table so it's not so boisterous in the mic. All right. This is really good, depending on your maturity level. So let's just get on into it. The first card we have, guys, is the Three of Swords. Now, I know I just literally said that this is good, and the Three of Swords oftentimes, hold on, let me get the focus on the card. The Three of Swords is known to be a really like crappy card. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it. This is not a great card, all right? I don't like this card. This card feels icky. I prefer the Tower, if I'm being perfectly honest. Now, the reason why I'm not seeing this as necessarily the worst thing is because we do have the Six of Cups following it. The Three of Swords is heartbreak. This is pain. Imagine someone literally ripping your heart from your chest and throwing it on the ground and stomping on it. That is the energy of the Three of Swords. Now, this doesn't have to be romance. I think a lot of people get very deadlocked on the traditional meaning of tarot and like, oh, well, it's a heart that's being stabbed, so it means like you're getting your heart broken or getting broken up with. That's not necessarily what that means. Now, for some of you, this could be the case. I don't like to predict breakups. I feel like unless you're coming to me for a personal reading, like I don't want to sit here and do in a public reading and be like, oh my God, you're breaking up with your boyfriend. I don't want to say that because that just sounds like, I don't know. I don't want to do it. Now, I have to be honest, that could be the case. For a lot of you, it could be a situation that has happened already. And the reason I feel confident saying that is because we have the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is representing something from our past, okay? For some of you, like automatically me looking at this, it feels like we're going to therapy and we're talking about some real heavy-ish that needs to come out. It feels like we are going and we are having really deep conversations that are painful to have. But I do believe these conversations are productive. For a lot of you, this is going to be a mental health next 30 days or month in which you are really dealing with, facing with, talking about a lot of like stuff that's taken place in your life that has caused you a lot of pain. I do think mental health is going to be, again, the focus for you guys over the next 30 days. I believe like, again, healing, talking, working through certain traumatic events is going to play a significant theme. Now, for some of you, again, this heartbreak could be taking place within the next 30 days. This, again, does not need to necessarily be romantic. It could be with a career. It could be with a friend. It could be the loss of something or somebody that you love. So, and when I say loss, I'm not saying anything in regards to no longer existing here on this earthly plane, because again, that's not energy I like to tap into, especially with a just period. Actually, just period. We will not do that. But this could be us losing something that is close to us, something that we love. All right, so take that as you will. We also have the Four of Swords, which I also think is really positive when we're talking about dealing with our mental health. or struggling internally, the most important thing you can do for yourself is rest. I know I've touched on this a little bit here and there, but I'm going through my Saturn return currently, and this entire year has been difficulty after challenge, after loss, heartbreak after heart. Like, it's been such a difficult year for me. And I'm sure some of you guys have noticed I've pulled back quite a bit in regards to like my uploads, in regards to me responding in the comment section, because this is the state in which I'm at right now, where I just need to take care of myself and my mental health. And I don't have the energy, I don't have the excess to pour into like negative comments or to pour into like this or into that. I have to be really mindful of protecting my energy and protecting who I'm pouring energy into and what I'm pouring energy into. And that's how I see the Four of Swords. It's like you're going through a hard time, or you're dealing with all these things from the past, or again, you're going to therapy and you're divulging things that have caused you pain, or you're going through a breakup, or you have lost a friend due to disagreements or this or that, you're having a difficult time at work, and you are realizing like, I need to rest or I'm going to burn out. I'm not going to be able to keep going. So this is very important for you guys. Group number 1, over the next 30 days, I need you to be mindful of taking care of you. This does not make you selfish. This does not make you unkind. This makes you human. You have to rest. You have to nourish yourself. And there is nothing wrong with that. I feel like so many times, or so many people I have heard throughout my life, people oftentimes feel guilty, especially women feel guilty for taking a break or for taking time that they need. And I just want you guys to know, like, this is a necessary part of this healing journey, because I do feel like for a lot of you, this is a healing journey that's playing out over the next 30 days. And maybe it's not the entire journey, but maybe it's the start of a healing journey, or maybe it's a really significant portion of your healing journey. I also see significant breakthroughs happening for you guys over the next 30 days. The Ace of Swords is literally, I don't want to say this is like popping a pimple, because that sounds disgusting, but this is quite literally like the pressure has finally built, and it's just like, a release. That is what this is feeling like. It's feeling like a necessary release, a necessary breakthrough, something that needed to be punctured, okay? The way I'm seeing this, again, for some of you, I'm really envisioning there's like a few of you who are in therapy, and perhaps you've been struggling opening up to your therapist. And I do believe there's going to be a breakthrough for some of you over the next 30 days. Perhaps even certain realizations will come forward for you guys over the next 30 days. For others of you, this is going to be breakthroughs in regards to, again, this past situation and dealing with it head on. Could even be breakthroughs in regards to communication, because the swords are connected to the mind and communication. So it could be communications that we are having breakthroughs in. But regardless, you guys, the way that I am seeing this, quite literally, it's like there are breakthroughs taking place. So we have the four. We have the Sun, which is magnificent. This makes me so happy to see this here, guys. Because again, the start of this reading, it's like there's heartbreak, there's sadness, there's this, there's that, blah, blah. It's not the greatest. And then for it to wind down and we are now at the Sun, it's telling me that within this next 30 days, like, we're dealing with a lot of trauma. We're dealing with a lot of things that have hurt us, either in our present moment or in past moments. We're dealing with it. We're facing it. And we are choosing to focus on the good. We're choosing to focus on what is beautiful in our life. I see this as like success. I see this as experiencing more happiness in our present moments. I see this as like finally getting that raise you've been asking for, or finally finding peace with the breakup, finally finding peace with the end of the friendship. That is essentially how I'm like, this is just very much feeling like peace and happiness and being really content with where it is we are currently at in our life. We also have a Judgment here. And Judgment is essentially talking about standing up for what you believe in full force. This is not always easy, you guys. And there are so many people who have, like, how do I say this nicely? This takes courage, okay? It's not easy doing this. It's not easy standing up for what you believe in, especially if what you believe in is not popular, or especially if what you believe in is like more niche, like something like this, right? But this is like standing in alignment with your morals, your ethics, your belief system, what you believe is right and wrong, okay? And that is not always easy. So that could be representing a test coming up for you guys over the next 30 days. This doesn't need to be large. It could be something simple like sticking up for a friend, or sticking up for yourself, or standing in alignment with something that you believe in and not backing down even if it's difficult. We also have the storyteller. This is points of view and control. Points of view and control, the storyteller. Okay, so this makes me feel like over the next 30 days, we may be dealing with an issue. Okay, I don't know why I keep going back to like therapy, guys. I'm not currently in therapy, so I don't know why this is like popping into my mind so strongly. But it's like I see us talking to somebody, not us, you, talking to somebody. And it's like we are expressing our point of view on a situation, and the person that we're talking about, their point of view on the situation is completely different. It's almost giving me like a child and a mother, or a child and a father, and being like, oh, well, my father did this and this and this in my childhood, or my mother did this, this and this. And their perspective on it is so completely different. And there's almost a need to like being able to shift your point of view, being able to shift your perspective on a certain situation is going to bring you a lot of peace. And again, I feel like that's why in the beginning of this reading, I said this is going to be a message that is only positive for those who are at a maturity level that is more advanced. I feel like I'm going to leave it there. This is essentially, though, I see this as like a need to change our point of view, or a need to just broaden our perspective. And I want to say this, you guys, that doesn't mean that you can't say like, oh, I've been hurt, and like what this person did to me was wrong, right? You can still own the fact that like someone did something wrong to you, but being able to shift your perspective and asking the question of like, well, why? What was their point of view? What were they going through in order to like be in a state of mind where they could do this, right? I feel like this is something that is going to bring you a lot of peace over the next 30 days. Being able to see the other side, okay? It's such a sad life to live when you can only see your own perspective, because then you're going to constantly walk around through life feeling like a victim. Constantly. Like everybody's going to feel victimized, right? I know there are people who, right, when you're driving and someone cuts you off, you're like, oh my gosh, they are so like, screw them. And it's like, you have no idea what was going on in their life. You have no, what if it was an emergency? What if there was somebody giving birth in the back of the seat, in the back of the car? Like, you never know what's going on in somebody else's life. And I feel like we as humans, like one of our biggest faults is creating stories around situations that we have actual no knowledge of, or situations that we were not personally, right? Like we can't tap into that person's mindset. We don't know what's going on with them. So creating a false narrative or our own narrative around what somebody else was thinking or why somebody did something. It's like, I feel like it's unhealthy to do that in a way that's like destructive, but I do think that it's very beneficial to try to see somebody else's point of view. I think that's going to bring, again, a lot of you peace over the next 30 days. Also, control is coming up. I see this as like relinquishing some control. For some of you, this is with your eating patterns or habits. And that can go both ways. It doesn't need to go down one direction, guys. We have the King. This is, again, control showing up. Control and reversal of fortune. Control. Control is playing a really big role for you guys over the next 30 days. And I don't know in which facet this is playing a role. For some of you, again, this could have to do with your eating habits. It could have to do with the people that you're engaging with. It could have to do with just your daily habits in general. What you're consuming mentally, emotionally, physically. I'm seeing this control playing a really big role. The reversal of fortune as well. That does not need to necessarily be a bad thing, especially because we did start the reading off, you guys, with this Three of Swords. The Three of Swords being an energy of heartbreak. Ending the reading with the Sun. A reversal of fortune can be seen as like, I had really bad fortune. I had really bad luck at the beginning of this 30 days. And by the end of it, my luck has completely turned around. That's how I'm seeing that just based on the tarot, okay? We have new projects and learning. New projects and learning. Interesting. So for some of you guys, you could be starting obviously new projects. Learning could be engaging in some type of traditional education system, going to university, going to college, but this could also be representing an energy, you guys, of learning a lesson, or again, being able to take in somebody else's perspective, somebody else's point of view. I feel like, again, it's so easy to paint ourselves as a victim. It's so easy to see our points of view because we are living in our body. So obviously it's easy to see your own point of view, but to take yourself and to put yourself in the shoes of somebody who has hurt you, I feel like that is more difficult. And I'm almost feeling like, again, like that is a part of the learning process that's taking place for some of you. Again, I don't believe all of you here are going to have a desire to do that, but there are some of you where that is going to bring you a lot of peace. We have the Anchor. This is bidding your time, planning ahead. So some of you guys are making big plans for the future. Big plans for the future. Planning ahead, looking toward the future, setting goals in place perhaps. I do feel like that. Oftentimes I think that depression and like sadness, and not clinical, obviously I'm not talking about chemical imbalances, but I am talking about just walking through life feeling like, feeling sad, feeling gross. I feel like a lot of that has to do with not having any goals in place. I think that us as humans, like, we evolved to like need challenges in front of us. We have knowledge. It says, let me connect above and below. Let the knowledge of the ancestors flow. You guys are obtaining more knowledge. This could even just be something simple, like you are feeding your brain nourishment. And when I say feeding, I'm obviously not talking about food, although this could have to do with food as well. I see this as like reading. I see this as taking in knowledge or information that's actually useful to your life, not consuming so much social media that is like pointless and useless. I feel like a lot of people use social media as a form of entertainment, and I think that's great sometimes, but I think it's also extremely important to use it as a tool, because it's such a powerful tool. Like you have so much opportunity to learn. You have so much opportunity to take in information that's really useful and that can genuinely benefit you in your life. And I think a lot of people choose to forego that. So this could be a sign for you guys that over the next 30 days, it's important for you to take in as much information as you possibly can that's actually going to help benefit and push your life in a direction that actually improves your life. I have like a hair in my mouth. Okay. We have abundance, okay? Goddess of abundance divine, let me thrive, let fortune be mine. Hold on. This knowledge, again, guys, could be coming from that heartbreak. Right? It could be coming from that heartbreak. And I feel like, here's the thing, guys. Oftentimes we go through something awful, and in the moment we're like, this sucks. I hate this. This is just the absolute worst. Like I said, I've literally experienced like literal death this year with somebody who at one point was extremely close to me. And instead of looking at the circumstances that I've been given over this past 9 months and looking at it and going, oh my gosh, the universe hates me. Oh my gosh, like why are all these things falling apart in my life? Why is this happening? Why is that happening? This is so unfair. Instead of doing that, I'm looking at this entire year such a massive lesson, such a massive learning opportunity. And even though like things have sucked and like I can't wait to have more harmony and peace in my life and more just consistency, I'm so grateful in this very moment. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. I'm so grateful in this very moment that everything that has taken place, because I believe that these are lessons that I needed for my evolution as a human, for my evolution as a soul. So this knowledge, you guys, could also be coming from this heartbreak. We have abundance here, okay? And again, I do think that having knowledge obviously creates more opportunity for abundance. That's why people who are college educated oftentimes do make more money than people who are not college educated. And that's no shade towards anybody who didn't decide to go to university. I didn't decide to go to university, so like literally no shade towards anybody. But knowledge is power. Knowledge equals abundance. Maybe not all the times, but most of the time, knowledge equals abundance. So we may be turning again our knowledge into abundance. Goddess of abundance divine, let me thrive, let fortune be mine. You guys may be obtaining more financial abundance in the next 30 days, or maybe you're even planning ahead, because we do have that Archer. Planning ahead in regards to how can I make more money or make my life more comfortable in the future? How can I set up myself to where 6 months from now I'm living in abundance, or I'm living a more comfortable lifestyle? This could also have to do with your health, you guys. Health is abundance. Health is literally everything. If you don't have your health, you have nothing. And when I say health, guys, I'm not saying in one facet or another. I'm not a doctor. I don't speak on health things. I'm speaking broadly. Health is wealth, okay? So maybe you're investing in your health. Maybe you're investing in your education. I see this abundance, so it's like we are working towards something to create something, an outcome that is favorable, an outcome that is more positive, okay? We have kindred spirits. Some of you need to hear this. Sometimes people walk out of your life because there's not room for this relationship and this new relationship. And this new relationship may be a relationship that is more beneficial for you. This new relationship may be a relationship that is more fulfilling for you. And sometimes people have to walk out of your life in order for new people to walk in, people who are more aligned with you. And that message is not for everybody, but that message is for somebody here. When I see kindred spirits come up, sometimes, yes, this can be representing romance. This can be representing somebody who we are romantically involved with. But oftentimes I do see kindred spirits as a friendship or as a really, really, and if it is, again, if it's romantic, then it's starting off very friendly. It's starting off as like the base level of like your soul and my soul are cut from the same cloth. Like, I don't know if you guys can hear that. I don't know if I should stop the reading or not. There's like construction going on. Anyways, I see this as two souls who are cut from the same cloth. Two souls who are very like-minded, okay? This may be an important person walking into your life in the next 30 days. And for some of you, I just see you like going on a date with somebody and like being so surprised that you guys are getting along, being so surprised that this is a connection that you're excited about. We have trust as well. So perhaps your trust is being tested over the next 30 days, you guys. Perhaps your faith and your trust in the universe, in God, in spirit, whoever you want to call it. I personally call it the universe just because I feel like that is more all-encompassing. But whatever you want to call it, guys, having more trust, having more faith in that, and having more trust and faith in yourself, I think is also something that's extremely important. Ooh. You know, I love this deck and I wish that I could show you guys like everything, but like, you know, the YouTube doesn't like it. We have full moon. It's harvest the fruits of your hard work. Oh, I guess her legs are there. That's fine. Harvest the fruits of your hard work. Okay, you guys, the full moon. So something is coming to a close in your life, you guys. Something's coming to a close. A chapter is ending. We're closing that out and we're moving on to something else. We are harvesting the fruit of our hard work. We are taking everything that we have learned from this last chapter and we are using it to create, again, our abundance. Familiar, listen and learn. Listen and learn. Obviously, I think that the next 30 days is going to have a lot of moments for you guys to learn or a lot of knowledge to be taken in. I'm going to go ahead and roll the dice now. I know we're like in the middle of the reading, but I'm going to roll it since there's a nice padding. We have Aries and Taurus. If there's an Aries or a Taurus here, Sun, Moon, Rising, hello. We have Sagittarius and Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising. Sagittarius and Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising. Okay. Transformation and travel. We have this snail here with persistence, all right? Slow and steady wins the race, right? I feel like oftentimes people give up before they can ever even truly see the potential of where it is that they are wanting to go or see the potential of what it is that their desire is holding because they're like, oh, this is taking too long. I'm not seeing the results I want to see. But slow movement, you guys, is still movement. So I'm seeing this over the next 30 days. Perhaps some of you are going to be moving faster than others. Perhaps some of you are going to be receiving this abundance sooner than others. Keep going. All right. Persistence is so important. We have the bench and this is assess. I think this is, again, going back to that message here, you guys, of the Four of Swords, taking a frackin' break, okay, guys? Taking a gosh dang break. This is so important. Do not burn out. It's okay to take a seat. It's okay to rest. It's okay to say, you know what? My life is actually not how I want it to go. This is not what I want. This is not the way I see it going. This is not what I envisioned for myself. And I have to really sit down and assess my life and figure out what changes I need to make. So that is essentially, you guys, like how I'm seeing this, like taking a seat and really evaluating what in your life is bringing you fulfillment and what is draining you. What do you not want to do anymore? What do you want to make changes? I feel like we're approaching the end of 2023. I feel like now is the perfect time to sit down and create goals for yourself. You don't need to start New Year's 2024. Like, you don't need to start then. You can start right now. Sit down and assess your life and figure out what is working, what's not working, what can we improve on, what do we want to fix, what do we want to change, where do we see ourselves from 5 years from now, or even by the end of next year. Okay, we have love messages here, you guys. It says, you are loved more than you consciously know. Share your insecurities with the one you love. You will be surprised and reassured by their reaction. Love is all around you. I think this is something that we all need to hear. Love is always all around us. And I hear so many people today talk about how love is dead. Love doesn't exist anymore. They give up on love. And it makes me so freaking sad, you guys, because I promise you, love is alive and well. And you need to know that you are so incredibly loved, even if you don't realize it. There are people who you don't even speak to who think about you and who just send you love. There are people who see you on the street and send you love. There are people in your life who are constantly sending you love and you are just not conscious of it. We have, from a physical perspective, some relationships may seem less perfect. Yet from a higher perspective, all relationships are sacred, for they each help us grow in love and wisdom. Again, you guys, wisdom is really significant, something really significant that is showing up for you guys. The last card I have for you guys, group number 1, is the cactus flower, and this is endurance. It says, hold on, you can do this. Hold on, you can do this, group 1. Even if you're tired, even if you feel like the road has been long and exhausting, you can do this, you got this, keep going. I love you guys. I love you guys so, so much, group 1. Thank you for making me feel like it's okay to open up. I appreciate that. And I hope that you guys know that if you relate to this, you're not alone. You know, we're all here. All of us who relate to group 1 are going through a struggle, and we will get through it. There is light at the end of the tunnel. So I am very excited for you guys to get to that light, to get to that sun. I'm sending you guys so much love. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. If you're looking for a personal reading, description box. Thank you guys. I love you. Bye. Hello, group number 2. Welcome to your guys' reading. Let's go ahead, you guys, and jump on into it. I am going to be pulling all the tarot cards that I shuffled out for you guys, just so I can see the full picture prior to speaking on the next 30 days. Okay. This is this seems like a really powerful next 30 days for you guys, group number 2. So if you guys picked this, congrats, especially if you guys are looking for power, money, leadership. It seems really positive. So the first card we have is Temperance. This is Sagittarius energy, so hello to all the Sagittariuses watching. This is also connected, you guys, to an energy of balance and creating harmony. Now, if I'm being perfectly just blunt with you guys, I'm not seeing this as balance. Even though this is representing balance, I'm seeing this as you guys pulling your energy from something that you're just like, honestly, this is a waste of my time. Whether that's a relationship with somebody who you realize, like, honestly, I don't want to be with you. I'm not attracted to you. I don't love you. Like, goodbye. Like, I can't do this. Or a job where you're like, you're not paying me enough. I'm overworked and underappreciated. If it's a friendship where it's like, this is just draining and I'm not even, this isn't an equal give and take type of friendship. That is the energy that I'm picking up with this card. It's not feeling like necessarily balance. It's feeling like I am done pouring into this dead situation. I'm done pouring into A, B, and C, and I'm pouring into me now. I'm pouring into what I view as valuable. I'm pouring into what I want. So That is what I'm seeing with the Temperance card. Now, I also feel like you guys are going to be more, I don't want to say feisty, but almost more feisty over the next 30 days. I'm seeing this as like anybody can get it. Like if you want some, you can come get it. And I don't mean that in like an adult way. I mean that like if you're looking for a fight or if you're looking to argue, like come prepared because I'm ready. It's giving me very feisty. It's giving me very, not argumentative, but just like I'm not putting up with your BS this month. This is not the month. This is not the month. It's giving me very cardinal energy. So if you're a cardinal sign, perhaps during this month, you're kind of just like, I'm not doing this. Like, okay, if anybody wants to fight, we can go. Not literally fight, but like it's giving me that type of energy. It's giving me very aggressive energy. It's giving me very tenacious and like I want this thing, I'm gonna get it. If you stand in my way, like I'm gonna take you down. That's the type of energy that I'm getting with this. Competitive, aggressive, passionate, and it doesn't necessarily need to be a bad thing. I know all these things that I'm saying, they sound negative, but it just feels like somebody who has a deep desire for something or someone, and they are willing to jump in all the way. All right, I'm all in. That's what I'm getting with this. So over the next 30 days, group 2, I see you guys again. We are no longer pouring into waste. We are no longer pouring into the abyss. We're pouring back into ourselves. And I see this as being something that is really productive for our energy levels and really productive for us going after what it is that we want ultimately. I'm seeing this again as like, I'm getting what I want this month. And do not stand in my way, or again, I will take you down. We have the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is essentially representing an energy of a surprise. Now, this could also be somebody is like not being 100% forthcoming with you, or somebody's not giving you the 100% authentic truth. It's like, I thought this situation was going in one direction, and in reality it was going in a completely different direction. Why did you lead me on? Why did you tell me it was A, B, and C when it wasn't in reality? That is what I'm getting with this. It feels very much like, why did you lead me astray? So we're discovering things that we did not previously have knowledge of. And it doesn't feel like it's positive for all of you, if I'm just being honest. Now, getting into the really, really good energy for the next 30 days, we have the Emperor. So just to keep it 100%, the majority of my audience is women. I know this because of my analytics. The majority of my audience is straight women. Again, I know this because of my analytics. So it's very, very possible, you guys, that you are meeting an emperor. You are meeting a divine masculine. You are meeting somebody who you see as this leader. You're meeting somebody who just oozes masculine energy. Perhaps you are engaging in some type of relations with this person. Perhaps you are getting to know this person on a deeper level, starting to date this person, etc. Now, I also know that I do have a male audience and I do have an LGBTQ audience. So this could also apply for you guys romantically. If it's not romantic, you guys, which again, for those of you who are not currently dating, or you're not putting yourselves out there, or you're not interested in men, I would see this as you obtaining more power or being requested to step into a more leadership position, okay? Having more control over your life could even be playing a role in this as well. If it's not you taking leadership or being in a leadership position for other people, it could be you being in a leadership position in your own life. Like, I'm calling the shots, I'm making the rules, I'm designing my own schedule, etc., etc. That's the energy that I get with the Emperor. But he is divine masculine energy, you guys. So anytime he comes out, I do personally view him in a very like romantic way. So that is why I wanted to bring up the love aspect of the Emperor, especially because we have the Magician here. And if you're watching this, you probably know, yes, obviously people manifest things other than love, but in regards to manifestation, ritual work, etc., like the majority of that is connected to love and romance. So that's why I felt the need to bring up the Emperor in a romantic sense. I don't always do that, but with the Magician here, this is telling me that you guys are manifesting, which honestly, because we are now like in the Burr months, I just feel like, I don't know about you guys, but for me personally, like this is the time of year that I feel like, oh, the world belongs to me again. Like I'm awake, I'm alive, I'm ready to. Okay, so you guys could be partaking in manifestations. You guys could be perhaps setting yourself new goals, perhaps looking into different rituals or practices to obtain a goal that you're wanting. Now, I do have to be honest, there's like a very distinct group here. There's like some of you who are really focused on wanting to make more money and to be more successful, and then there's others of you who are here and you're wanting, again, to manifest romance. For both of you, I see you guys partaking in certain manifestation techniques. For those of you who are, I need to try to get this up before the 1st. For those of you who are trying to manifest money, manifesting that money or that success on the 1st of every month is going to be crucial for your manifestations. I find that that brings the most beneficial outcomes, okay? So if you're gonna try to manifest money or you're gonna try to manifest more abundance in your life, do it on the 1st. We also have the King of Swords. Now, the King of Swords group number 2 is somebody who is extremely practical, okay? Pisces, I'm not trying to come for your neck right now, but I do oftentimes see the King of Swords as like the exact and polar opposite of Pisces energy. He's very practical. He's very down to earth. He's very just like to the point. He's blunt, he's abrasive, he's not going to sugarcoat anything for you. I feel like the majority of people would not find the King of Swords very charming. I personally love this energy. I think this energy is so attractive. Somebody who's just like a little sour, a little pouty, a little moody, a little broody, like, ooh, love it. The way that I'm seeing this for you guys over the next 30 days, I'm just seeing this as you being, sacrifices must be made, okay? I'm going to be very, very just like cutthroat, to the point. We're not here to diddle daddle. That is the energy of the King of Swords. So you're not going to be wasting your time, your energy, or your resources over the next 30 days. And I also feel like you guys are not here to protect people's feelings over the next 30 days. Now, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of people, I feel like today, have had their feelings protected for so long that when they hear even a slither of truth or a sliver of like, you gotta look in the mirror, bestie, they don't like that. And I feel like for you guys over the next 30 days, you just don't have the energy for that. You don't have the energy for anything that is out of the realm of like obtaining what it is that you're wanting to obtain, okay? Being more blunt, being more honest. Some of you guys are quite literally like, I don't want to say shoving people away, but it feels like you're like, honestly, you are nothing but drainage on my bank account. And not like literal bank account, maybe for some of you, but like you are draining my resources energetically, and I don't have time for that. Like, I'm just not doing that. It feels, again, you guys just feel very determined to receive what it is that you are wanting. We have mentorship and finances. Okay. Yeah. For a lot of you who picked pile 2, like you are looking to get your bag up. You're looking to get that money up. That is the energy for pile 2. Get your money up, get your bag. That is the energy. So again, manifest on the 1st, guys. I'm going to do my very best to get this up. I'm going to try to upload this as soon as I'm done recording it, because I want you guys to get this before the 1st. Manifesting on the 1st of every month is going to be extremely beneficial, you guys. Look into whatever manifestation techniques you want to look into, but please do it on the frickin' 1st, okay? Unless the astrology or the moon cycle is not looking the greatest, then maybe hold off. But for the most part, manifest on the 1st, guys. Also, some of you may be seeking out a mentor, and that doesn't mean you're seeking out a mentor in regards to like, I need a physical mentor. It could quite literally be that you're seeking out a mentor from afar. Like you're looking to somebody for inspiration, because that's ultimately like what a mentor is. Like you're looking for guidance, you're looking for inspiration, you're looking for help, and you don't necessarily need somebody to hold your hand while you take that inspiration. So, or while you learn. Interesting. We have the guide, inheritance and correction. So money's playing a big role for you guys, group 2. I don't know what's going on, again, because the main energy that I'm getting is like the Emperor. The Emperor is a leader. He makes his own money. He makes his own way. He's not looking to somebody else to help him financially. He's figuring it out. Okay? He's like, I am the leader. I am the freaking Emperor, and I'm gonna do what I gotta do. So I think it's interesting that we have a guide here. But anyways, inheritance. Maybe some of you guys are inheriting something. Maybe some of you guys are going to the casino and getting some money, winning the lotto in some way, shape, or form. I would also potentially see this inheritance as like a passing of the torch of in some way, shape, or form. A passing of the torch. Correction as well. I see the correction as like the temperance, right? Like I was pouring all my energy into this one thing, and now I'm realizing this one thing was doing nothing for me, and I need to like redirect. I need to correct where I'm pouring my energy into, or what or who I'm pouring my energy into. You know, the example I would give for that, you guys, with the correction and the temperance, I would give this the energy of like the girlies who've been in long-term relationships and they want to get married and they want to have a family. So sorry. And they've been with their partner for like 10 plus years or 6 plus years. And they're like, I still don't have a ring. I still don't have this and that. And it's like, what are you pouring your energy into? You know, like if you want these things, if you have a desire for these things, what are you pouring your energy into? Are you pouring your energy into somebody who's just like wasting your time, or like what are you doing? So perhaps some of you are realizing like I'm wasting my energy in this relationship, or I'm wasting my energy in this career, and it's time to redirect. It's time to like, okay. We have the Walker. This is the unknown journey, or the unknown and a journey. All right, the unknown and a journey. That's not looking particularly promising, if I'm just being completely honest. When I say it's not looking particularly promising, I just mean in regards to like being able to predict a solid 30 days. This is telling me that for a lot of you, like you're starting something new. So a lot of like what is going to be happening is very much unknown. A lot of what's going to be happening is very much yet to be decided, okay? So keep that in mind, you guys. If you are starting something new, leave room for improvement, leave room for adjustments, okay? Don't be deadlocked on it has to be this way. If you're doing something new, be open to adjust. Some of you guys are starting a new job in the next 30 days. Some of you guys may even be starting something new in regards to your education in the next 30 days, and there's going to be a lot of unknowns. There's going to be a lot of like scary feelings around that. I want you guys to know it's going to be okay, but again, you need to be open to growing and adjusting. We have the Enchanter. This is deception and trickery. You see, deception and trickery. The Enchanter. Nah, I don't like that. I don't like that, not one little bit, okay? This Page of Cups, again, you guys, it's a surprise, but the way I'm seeing it, the vibe that it gives me, it's giving me like somebody is trying to deceive us or lead us astray or give us information that's not necessarily going to, it's just giving me someone is looking or not looking out for our best interest. It's like, I'm going to tell you this. You know what it is? It's kind of like the equivalent, and I don't know why I'm like having relationships on the mind, but it's giving me the equivalent of someone withholding information from their partner because they know if their partner has that information, they're going to be like, bye. So it's like I'm intentionally withholding this information because I want to like control how this person is going to behave in my life. So there's that. We have destiny, and it says, all that I shall need to know as I walk shall now be shown. Interesting. I essentially, you guys, am seeing this as potentially like the next 30 days being really important in regards to your destiny. Like, again, perhaps you are manifesting certain things into your life that's completely altering the path that you're on. Perhaps you're making changes. Again, you're pouring from that one cup into another cup. You are refocusing your energy. And that is obviously going to play a major role in your destiny. So these next 30 days, you guys, it's beyond just the next 30 days. This is like deeper, bigger than that. We have organization here as well. This says purpose, planning, efficiency now come to me so easily. Okay, the way that I would envision this, you guys, it's like we're making changes, so it's time to get really organized. The way that I don't want to talk about packing. I don't know why, but I don't want to talk about it, but I feel like I have to talk about it. Packing up our stuff, getting really organized, throwing out the garbage that we don't need, figuring out, again, like what's important, what's not important, what can I keep, what do I need to get rid of. Organization is going to be really important. The reason why organization is going to be important, you guys, especially for those of you who are trying to obtain more financial wealth and abundance, is because organization is going to make things smoother for you. It's going to make things easier for you to move forward. It's not going to, right? A chaotic environment is always going to breed more chaos. So whoever is downstairs freaking hammering, I want to go hammer their little nose. Like, come on, guys. We have freedom here, and this is obviously talking about freedom. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I think this freedom is more so, it doesn't, how do I explain this? It doesn't feel like freedom in a, like, you're in a cage and now you're like, you know? It feels more like I'm taking leeches off of me. It feels like pulling a literal, like, leech off of me. And it's like, goodbye, leech, like, you're not here. And that feels like the freedom. Or like, I don't like using the C word, but like removing like cancer from the body, or cancer in your life, and just being like, get out. Like, this is, you're draining me. This is garbage. Goodbye. So that's the freedom that I'm envisioning. That's the freedom that's coming up when I'm holding this card. Although it could be quite literally like you guys are gaining more freedom. Maybe some of you guys are turning 18. Maybe some of you guys are turning 21. Maybe some of you guys are getting married. And I know, like, marriage, oftentimes people associate it with a lack of freedom. I think marriage is a very freeing experience for those who have a desire for it. Overall, for most of you, I'm seeing this as removing leeches. For some of you, it could be that you are entering into a phase in which you feel more free. You feel more at peace. We have perception. This is so interesting because I was talking about perception in the last pile. If you guys were drawn to group 1 and 2, interesting that perception's here. For those of you who just picked group 2, I'm not going to explain it. If you guys picked group 1, you guys understand the perception. I just feel like I went into it very thoroughly. But for those of you who just picked group number 2, the way that I would see perception, right, it's like having a change of perception, or the way that we are perceiving a particular situation. Perception truly is everything. Right? That's why nobody is living the same life. Nobody's living the same exact experience, because we all perceive things differently. We all have a different perspective. We all have different experiences. So there could be a change in your perspective that is altering the path that you are currently on, seeing things with brand new vision. We have a moonflower. This is bloom even if no one's watching. Bloom even if nobody's watching. So don't do it for anybody else, you guys. Don't make these changes for anybody else. Don't start this new chapter or this unknown journey. Don't remove the leeches for anybody but you. Because at the end of the day, like, if you only live for the applause of others, you are constantly going to be chasing that, and you're never going to truly be happy. So, bloom even if nobody's watching. We also have the blue moon, and it says, you are ready, make your masterpiece. So the next 30 days, you guys, is going to be very important in regards to starting the life that you've always wanted to create. Again, I think that's why there's so much energy here in the beginning and the redirecting of our focus. It's very important that you guys over the next 30 days make the most of the next 30 days. Make the most of your time. Make the most of your energy. Pour into the things that you've always been wanting to pour into. Do not wait. Again, you guys, don't put things off. The next 30 days is the time to take action towards your dreams, towards your desires. For those of you who've been single and you've been wanting a relationship, but you're like, I'm not meeting anybody, go on a freaking dating app, guys. Go on Hinge. Go on Bumble. I don't necessarily want to say go on Tinder, but go on Tinder if you want, okay? You need to put yourself out there. For those of you who've been wanting to make more money, don't talk about it. Don't talk about it anymore. You need to go do it. Whether you're wanting to work for yourself, whether you're wanting to start a new job or work for a different company, start going on interviews. Start giving out your resume. Start calling, okay, guys? Stop talking about the things you want to do. The next 30 days is the time to get organized and start doing it. Okay, we have the change with the leaves. Isn't that very fitting, you guys? We are in the month of September when this is being filmed, the Burr months. It's time to change, okay? The leaves are changing. It's time for you to change like the leaves. We also have the ram. This is leadership. So again, a lot of you are looking to make progressive changes with your financial health. A lot of you are looking to make changes with your physical health. A lot of you are looking to make changes and you are waiting for a sign, or you're waiting for this, or you're waiting for that. This is your sign. Stop waiting, get up and make it happen. Make it happen. The next 30 days is the time to make it happen, you guys, okay? I'm going to go ahead and do a little intermission here, and we're going to roll the dice to see what zodiac signs are prevalent. We have a few more cards to read, but I want to do this now before I forget. We have Virgo, organization. Okay, we have Leo here, all right? Being tenacious, going after what you want. Pisces, all right? Being very grounded. I think it's interesting. I brought up Pisces earlier, you guys. It's important to be grounded with what it is that we are asking for. I'm very much on both sides of the fence when it comes to being delusional and also being very practical. I think there's room for both. I think you could be delusional and practical at the same time. And I know they are oxymorons, obviously, but I think that you can do both. I think there's a balance, right? If you are, never mind. I'm gonna hold my examples for myself. We have Leo here again. Pisces, Leo, hello. Aquarius and Cancer. Hello, okay? Being uniquely yourself may be very important during this process as well. Some of you guys, I don't want to talk about fertility because I feel uncomfortable talking about fertility, you guys, because it has to do with health. I'm not a doctor, so it's not my place. But some of you have a desire to, again, like have a family, to start a life with somebody, and you're waiting for this or you're waiting for that. Stop waiting, okay? Stop waiting. Time is short. Life is short. Go make it happen, okay? And here's the thing. If you're going to be waiting for like the storybook romance of like, oh my gosh, our carts bumped into each other at the supermarket, or he approached me while fireworks were going off in the background. Like, if it hasn't happened, stop waiting for it to happen, all right, guys? Like, life cannot always be a storybook, right? And I feel like the things that prevent people from going after what they want are like such small, insignificant things. Like, why does it matter how you meet your partner? It literally doesn't. If you met the love of your life, it does not matter how you met them. Why does it matter how you get to where you want to get in life, how you get the career that you want? It does not freaking matter. What is important is getting to, I don't want to say the end of the goal, but what's important is getting to what it is you are desiring. The process to get there truly does not freaking matter, right? If you want to become a famous singer, why does it matter if you are starting on TikTok? Like, that doesn't freaking matter. It literally does not freaking matter. Who cares? If you get to where you want to go, it doesn't matter how you started or how you got there. I feel like people get really hung up on that, and it frustrates me because I feel like so many people miss out on happiness because they're like, well, no, like I have to meet my husband. I can't meet him online. Like, that's so ugly. Or I can't start my career doing this because like that's embarrassing. Who cares how you start? Literally not a single person cares. Get out of your own freaking way and just start. Put yourself out there. We have life is a cycle of changing seasons. It's interesting to me that seasons are coming up and we have the leaves change. Let us welcome each new season and surrender the past with grace. Let us remember that nothing is ever lost, for all exists eternally within our heart. We also have dwelling on the past and future keeps me from experiencing the power of now. I make a conscious choice to be present. I accept love now. I am grateful for your love. The last card I have, group number 2, is power. This is a John Quill, and it says, take hold of what you know is yours. Period. Okay? It does not matter how you start. It does not matter how you start. It does not matter how the beginning of the story is going. Nobody's here for the beginning. Everybody's here for the plot. Everybody's here for, we want the climax. We want the happy ending. We don't give a dang about how something starts. So get out of your head, you guys, and stop waiting for things to be perfect. Stop waiting for the perfect conditions, because the perfect conditions may never come. For some of you, maybe it will. right? But why would you want to risk potential happiness and getting a hold of what it is you know is yours, what it is you know is meant for you, because you're like, well, this isn't the perfect conditions. This isn't the way that I want. Start, okay, period. That is what I have for you guys. Group number 2, thank you guys so much for allowing me to read for you today. I really do appreciate it. If you guys are looking for a personal reading, description box is where they live. Thank you guys. I love you, and I'll talk to you guys really soon. Bye. Hello to my final group number 3. Let's go ahead, you guys, and start. I am going to be rolling the dice, you guys, but I'm going to be rolling the dice like halfway through the reading, just so there's a nice cushion. Some of you guys made comments that the banging noise was a wee bit too much, so we're going to try to reduce that. Okay. Give me a second. Let me take in the picture that is being painted. Justice. Okay. The next 30 days are really interesting for you guys, group number 3. The first card we have is Justice. This is Libra energy. So for any of you guys who are Libras watching, hello. With this is very much telling me that there is some type of balance. I don't want to just leave it at balance, because balance is such a generic freaking word, but there's some type of like, when I envision justice coming into somebody's life, that's telling me that something has been done wrong to you, and that wrong is being made right, or at least as right as it can be made, right? Think about the justice system as flawed as it could be, especially here where I am from. It is in an attempt, I feel like for the most part, the justice system attempts to create equality or justice for those people who have had wrong done to them, right? Or at least that's what it's supposed to be. So I'm seeing this as like somebody owed you money and they're paying you back, or you just got out of a really crappy relationship and now you are meeting somebody who treats you like a freaking princess. Or perhaps you recently had some type of loss or damages and you are being repaid, or that thing that has been lost, you are having something better come into its place. If there's a job situation that you're unhappy with, I would see that potentially as you getting a new job or getting an offer to be in a better position. This feels like something, again, that has been done wrong to you is being made right. We have happiness and contentness as well. So I think with this particular situation, you're going to be really happy. You're going to be content with the justice that's taking place in your life. Now, you guys, I'm going to have to be super, super blunt. This reading is not just sunshine and rainbows, okay? This is a particular situation happening in your life. This is not all encompassing. This is not the entire next 30 days, but within the next 30 days, you are going to be receiving, again, some type of justice in some way, shape, or form, okay? It's going to be different for all of you. For most of you, I feel like it has to do either with like a person that you've dated who just, again, was awful, or like some type of repayment of money, okay? It could be other things, but again, for most of you, it's going to either be a situation where it's like you are receiving some type of financial equality or some type of financial balance coming into your life, justice coming into your life, or some type of personal relationship justice taking place. Now, there's other situations going on, and I feel like this is the overarching energy that's taking place, the overarching theme, I should say, that's taking place over the next 30 days. We have the devil. And I'm not seeing this in the stereotypical like devil form, okay? I'm not seeing this as like, oh, the devil, addiction, toxicity, because that's usually what the devil is representing. What I'm seeing this as is like being stuck on something or having a lack of freedom. For some of you, this is like your mind is keeping you trapped. For some of you, you're struggling with anxiety, depression. You're struggling with like certain really, how do I say this? Again, like mental health issues that's keeping you from being able to go where you want to go or pursue what you want to pursue. For others of you, this is a literal physical like trap or a literal physical like setback, or somebody's holding you back, or your circumstances are holding you back. There's some type of physical chain, okay? I want you guys to view this as a trap, a cage. Not necessarily toxicity. It could be toxicity for some of you, but I'm seeing this more so as a cage in this particular setup, especially because the card that we have, the Eight of Swords, and the Eight of Swords is literally talking about being trapped. So that's why I'm interpreting the Devil as like not necessarily representing toxicity or like a person, but more so of an energy of us being trapped. And the Eight of Swords is a mental trap, you guys. Like, make no mistake about it. The Eight of Swords is not necessarily a physical trap, right? Like, she could very easily be like, goodbye, like, I'm out of here, like, I'm gonna go rub up on one of these swords and cut myself loose. But she's just standing there. Like, it's more of a mental trap than a physical trap. Now, there can be physical limitations, you guys, that are holding you back, but the biggest limitation that you have to overcome is it's up here, okay? Whether that's self-doubt, or like, I don't believe I can do this, or like, I don't see a way out of this. And it's like, we have to change the way that our mind is digesting the information around us in order to have the ability to get out, okay? I'm really, really just seeing this, you guys. It's like a need to free yourself, a need to take the blindfold off and figure out how to get the frick out, okay? It's really feeling to me like a mental limitation that we are being challenged with over the next 30 days to overcome. And again, for some of you, it can be a physical limitation as well, but the physical limitation is secondary to the mental, all right? So for example, let's say you're in a toxic relationship and you're like, oh my God, I can't leave because I don't have the money, or I'm not making this, or I'm not, yes, that obviously, like, finances play a role, but the mental limitation is number one. Your mental limitation of I can't do this is holding you back more so than the physical limitation. For some of you, you may be struggling with like wanting to make changes in your life, in whatever facet. I am seeing particular areas that you may be wanting to change. I don't necessarily want to verbalize those just because people are sensitive on the internet and I don't have the capacity to deal with it in the comments. But I'm seeing this as, again, like, oh, I want to make this change in my life. I want to make that change in my life, but I can't because physically my body won't let me, or physically, like, I'm not smart enough for this, or I can't do this because of that. And this, you're like coming up with physical limitations, but in reality, you guys, the mental limitation is the biggest hurdle to overcome. Now, we do have the ability to overcome it, you guys, because we have the Chariot here. This is connected to Cancerian energy. This is very much, oh my God. We have almost all of the cardinal signs here. We have Libra, we have Capricorn, we have Cancer. The only one we're missing is Aries. So this is very much a action-oriented month, you guys. Like, you have to take action. And again, I do think the biggest hurdle for a lot of you is the mental limitations, okay? And yes, the physical limitations may be playing a role, but they're secondary, and we have the ability to push through those physical limitations. We have the ability to figure out how to make those physical limitations not limiting anymore, but we have to first deal with the mental. The Chariot is telling me that you guys have the ability to break free from this chain or from this cage or whatever it may be. You have the ability to break free. It's a matter of getting up and choosing to do so, and choosing which direction you want to go as well. The Chariot talks about duality at times, because as you can see here, we have a black horse and a white horse. Which direction do I go? Once we make a decision, we are unstoppable, but we have to make a decision, right? And decisions are made up here. So it's interesting because, again, like, you guys do have positivity happening in your life. There's justice that's playing out in your life. However, there is this internal battle I feel like some of you are dealing with, where it's like, I want to do this thing, but I'm scared, or I want to do this thing, but I don't think that I can, or blah, blah. Like, we're coming up with excuses as to why we can't do the thing that we're wanting to do. And it's like, we have to overcome our mind. We have to fight our mind ourselves, which is arguably the hardest thing to do, like, ever in life. We have the Hermit. This is talking about taking a step back and evaluating oneself, okay? Examining who it is that you are, where you want to go, what you believe, what you don't believe. This is an internal journey, you guys, okay? And this is only a journey you can take. Oftentimes people, I feel like, search for answers that are not meant to be answered by somebody outside of yourself. Like, there are certain questions that, like, only you can answer. There are certain things that only you can understand, because you are the only person living in your existence, in your perspective, in your life, in your body, with your history, with your mind. Like, you are the only one. So there are certain questions or certain problems that you are wanting answers to, but you are the only person who has the solution to the problem. You're the only person who can solve this equation. Stop looking for answers outside of yourself. You need to start looking within. That is what this is saying to me. This is Virgo energy. So hello to all the Virgos. I love you guys the most. I love you too, Capricorn. I'm sorry, I completely like skipped over Capricorn. I love you guys so much. People get upset when I do not mention the zodiac sign, so I want to make sure that I give everybody their moment. Okay. We have the Assassin. This is ruthlessness and conviction. Oh my gosh, the Assassin. Ruthlessness and conviction. I feel like you guys have to be a bit hard on yourself in the next 30 days. This is like being tasked with being very raw and honest and holding a mirror up to yourself for the next 30 days. The Assassin feels, not literally obviously like being an assassin, but it feels like I have to like challenge myself. And I have to come up against myself and push myself in a way that perhaps I have not done previously. The ruthlessness feels like being ruthless with us. We have the Thief, seizing the moment in selfishness. Now, here's the thing, guys. I don't think that it is selfish to seize a moment. I don't think it's selfish to look out for yourself. I think it's actually extremely preposterous to expect humans to do anything other than that. Now, obviously, there are extraordinary humans out there who have the ability to do this. However, those are outliers. Those are not the majority. And it's literally so preposterous to expect humans to do anything other than look out for themselves. Now, obviously, you have the ability to love. You have the ability to look out for the people that you love. But even in looking out for people that you love, you're looking out for yourself, obviously, because you don't want to experience pain, or you don't want to experience sadness through someone that you love experiencing sadness, right? This is how humans have survived. This is how we have evolved. As a species. So it makes a lot of sense to look out for yourself, right? To put your needs first. This is survival. This is within your DNA. You cannot fight against this. Again, there are obviously outliers. When I see this, you guys, I see this next 30 days as you guys really taking advantage of the opportunities that are being presented to you, and perhaps even sacrificing, I don't want to say a peace of mind, but when I think about selfishness, nobody wants to be described as a selfish person. Nobody wants to be looked at as selfish. That's horrible. And us as humans, again, I feel like naturally revolt against that. However, when I'm seeing this, it's almost like I have to do this for me. And it sucks. It sucks that I cannot think of everybody else in my life. It sucks that I cannot be more selfless. However, I feel like the outcome of being in this mindset of like, I have to completely focus my energy on everybody else and what is best for the collective, or what's best for this person, that person, we are doing a disservice to ourselves. So I feel like the next 30 days, you guys, we are focusing more on the self. We're focusing more on what is going to make me happy. Justice. Going back to the Justice card, guys. Sometimes, right, receiving justice does require a bit of selfishness. I know for me, I've had certain people be served with justice in my life and felt very selfish about that, because at the end of the day, like, what's done is done, and somebody losing their freedom or their life over it, it feels selfish. Even if it's like technically the right thing to do, it feels selfish on some level. At least in my personal experience, for me, the way it directly affected me, receiving justice felt like a selfish act. Now, is that to say it's a bad thing? Like, no, it's not a bad thing. It's not bad to operate from a place of like, I need to do what's best for me to preserve myself. So I want you guys to keep that in mind, that like sometimes being selfish isn't necessarily something we should look down upon. And it's okay to seize the opportunities that are being presented to you. We have the Sailor. This is new influences and wanderlust. Travel. Some of you guys are moving, or you're looking into moving, or you're making a plan. You're saying, you know what? Next year, I'm going to be living in New York. Next year, I'm going to be moving to Nashville, to Tokyo, to Milan, to London, to en français, to A, B, and C, wherever you want to move to, Singapore. Perhaps some of you are wanting to move. For some reason, I'm feeling like there's a specific city I'm supposed to say and I can't. Like, I cannot see it. It's a little frustrating. But regardless, you guys, I'm seeing this as you guys, some of you starting to make plans in the next 30 days of like where you're wanting to go next year, what you're wanting to see. Some of you are wanting to literally physically like move, not just travel, but move. New influences, being inspired by new people, being inspired by new things. Locations can also be inspiring, you guys. This is going back to that freedom as well, right? The freedom to roam, the overcoming those mental limitations, right? Okay, I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm gonna bring up Christopher Columbus, which like we know, like not a vibe. That's not the point though. If explorers of that day did not have the ability to overcome their mental limitations, right? Because remember back in the day, they thought that like the world stopped at like wherever the frick, I don't remember what the old map looked like, guys, I'm sorry, but essentially North America and South America were not on the map, right? And if they allowed that mental limitation of like, oh, like, well, it's not there, like there's nothing over there, so like what's the point of us even trying? If they did that, then I mean, obviously, eventually we would have gotten to the place where we found North and South America. And you know what? Arguably, that might have been better if we would have waited. But the point is, had that not happened, had they not taken the chance and tried to overcome those mental limitations, then they would have never been able to make that discovery, right? And I know there's like argument on like who discovered North and South America. Like, guys, again, this is not the point. Like, I'm just trying to make an analogy, all right, of the mental limitations. We have vengeance, and this is overcoming slights and a choice. See, overcoming slights, selfishness, overcoming slights, not allowing the things that have been done wrong to you to control, again, the outcome of your destiny, the outcome of your future. I'm also seeing this, you guys, as again, a choice needs to be made. Over the next 30 days, I don't necessarily see this as an overly active month. For some of you, you could be taking significant action, especially because again, all the cardinals, most of the cardinal signs are here, except for Aries. I'm seeing this more so as like a planning period in which we are making choices. We are making decisions to go in a new direction. We're making decisions to focus on what is to come. Okay. We have energy, a light inside my fire, divine energy, fill me and make me shine. Some of you guys are going to be experiencing an obscene amount of an energy boost over this next 30 days, and this may help perpetuate your ability to move forward, your ability to free yourself from that chain. We have letting go, and this is so important, you guys. Allow the wisdom to remain, with the sting I shall never feel again. This is so important, guys, because again, like, I'm going to keep saying this, the mental limitations are your biggest hurdle in the next 30 days. So being able to let go of those it's going to be absolutely crucial for you moving forward. Reflection. This is that Hermit card, right? I think this is the most powerful thing that a human being can do, is to reflect upon oneself. And I always say this, like, I feel like people get very frustrated when they hear things like this, but it's literally the truth. Like, when you start pointing the finger and you go, oh, my life is like this because of that person. My life is like this because of this, and that. When you do that, I understand that there are times in which that makes sense and it's appropriate. Obviously, wrongs can be done to people, so like, duh. But when you do that, you're giving away your power. You're giving away your ability to make change in your life. You're allowing those people to take your power away from you. And to me, personally, I think that's very counterproductive. So doing self-reflection and figuring out, what role am I playing in my unhappiness? What role can I play to improve my happiness? That is powerful, guys. And again, it's not to say that victims don't exist. It's not to say that people cannot have wrongs done to them. Obviously, that's like, again, a duh. But you are literally giving your power away when you say, my life is like this because of this person. My life is like this because of this circumstance. My life is like this because of blah, 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 blah. You can choose to make changes. You can choose to point the finger at yourself because that's the only person you have control over. You don't have control over John or Timothy or Luke. Like, you don't have control over them, all right? You have control over you, and that's it. And by saying this is Luke's fault, well, then you're giving your power away to Luke, when you can instead turn the mirror on yourself and see what it is that you can change, what it is that you can reflect on within your own being, what changes can be made so that we can live a happier life, so that we can go in a direction that's going to make us happier. And we have change. There's also an owl here depicting wisdom. So making wise change, making wise choices, not making this change based on emotion, not making this change based on, oh my gosh, my feelings are hurt, so like this is what I need to do. And not to say that that's not, like, we shouldn't listen to our emotions. I obviously think that our emotions are very powerful and important for us to recognize and acknowledge them, but this should not be the basis in which we are making important decisions, right? It's important that when you move forward, when you make choices, that you're making choices in a manner that is balanced, right? Both emotionally and intellectually. We have cast a circle, protection, you guys. This is healthy boundaries are crucial for growth, which, like, oh my God, yes, it is. I have talked about this a little bit, you guys. I've had a really difficult year. 2023 has just come for my neck, all right? And setting boundaries with my friends, with my family, with me being on the internet and like pulling back on like replying to comments, taking care of my mental health, protecting myself has been the best thing that I could possibly do. And it's literally the only reason why I'm able to continue on and like be happy and enjoy my life as much as I possibly can, because it's been a rough year. And in protecting myself, I feel like I have been able to extract more happiness from it than negative feelings. So make sure, you guys, moving forward, that you are protecting yourself, your energy, your resources. This is not an act of selfishness. This is an act of self-preservation, which is human nature, okay? We have true north. Stay true to yourself. Stay true to yourself. It's so easy, you guys, to just say things and do things that the masses will accept. It's so easy to do things that you know are popular. It's so easy to have opinions that you know are popular. It's difficult to be authentic. It's difficult to be different. It's difficult to face your true north. But this is ultimately like what will lead you to your happiest self. This is ultimately what will lead you to your destiny. And it's not always meant to be easy, right? Sometimes it is meant to be hard, and there's reasoning for that perhaps we cannot see in this very present. But facing your true north, I do believe, will bring you the most happiness. Being the most authentic to yourself and your desires will bring you the most happiness. I'm gonna go ahead and now roll the dice, guys. If your zodiac sign pops up, fantastic. If it doesn't, it's okay. The dice is dessert. Aquarius and Pisces. There you are, Aries. Hello. I knew you were going to pop up in the dice, Aries. Hello, Aries. And Aquarius, you're here as well. Cancer and Aquarius again. So, Sun, Moon, Rising, guys. All right, let's continue. We have the key here, and this is reveal. Some of you guys are revealing certain gifts that you have. Some of you guys are revealing certain truths. I see this as, again, perhaps some of you are even physically making a move and you're receiving like a key to your new place, to your new home, to your new life. This could literally be a key to your new life, closing certain doors and opening new doors, right? We've also got the sun here, and this is vitality. This makes me so happy because I do feel like this reading is a little bit rougher. It's a little bit more serious. It makes me so happy that we have the sun here. Like a reminder that the sun's going to come out, a reminder that the darkness will eventually fade away. The attachment or the thing that we are stuck on is eventually going to be resolved. And we have the pillar of support. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for support. I think this is crucial as well. Obviously, if you don't have a choice and you have to do things alone, then you got to do what you got to do. But if you have the ability, or if you have people around you who love you and who care about you, do not be afraid to ask for help. Do not be afraid to ask for support. We are tribal creatures, right? Like, humans are not meant to do things alone. We are stronger together. We have peony. This is health. Focus on all parts to make the whole. Focus on all parts to make the whole. Health, right? Now, there could be somebody, and I'm gonna use this example, guys, and like, if you are sensitive towards like body stuff, I'm so sorry, but like, this is just an example. Let's say somebody is super physically fit. They have abs, they have big arms, they have nice traps, and they're just looking good physically, all right? Vision of health physically. That doesn't mean that they cannot be struggling like mentally, right? And if you are struggling with mental health issues, or if you have struggled with mental health issues, you know that like mentally, if you feel unwell, you physically feel unwell, right? Like you just do. So focusing on all parts make the whole, all right? Do not neglect one part and say, oh, well, it's good enough because like, well, this other thing's okay. So then like, I just have to accept that like this situation right here sucks. All parts of your life are important. And if there's any section or part of your life that you feel unhappy with or you feel unsatisfied with, that is a part of your life. That means that there needs to be changes made, right? All right. We also have trust in the healing power of love. And it says, for it's only through love that happiness is possible, which is 100% true. Observe all that transpires, but don't get emotionally attached. The storm will clear. You can be of assistance to the one you love only if you remain positive. And the last one I have for you guys is a profound transformation is taking place in your life. Be yourself. This is already a message that came up. You have much to offer the world by just being you. Your love has the power to transform all things, including your relationship and love life. Okay, you guys, this is so important. So many people want to be somebody else. So many people have a desire to look like other people. So many people have a desire to, again, share the same opinion as others. And that's okay to have desires to want to be liked, to want to be perceived as attractive, to want to be perceived as, likable and someone who, is popular or somebody who is well received by other humans. Again, we are tribal creatures. It's natural to have a desire to be like that, but the facts of the matter is like we are not the same, and that's okay. Your power lies in what makes you different. So overall, guys, the next 30 days to me seems like it's full of essentially you receiving justice, being happy and satisfied with that justice. But I also believe that you guys are recognizing that you need to make change, and you're recognizing that there needs to be more freedom. And again, I believe this freedom is more so of like a mental hurdle that we have to overcome, more so than the physical. Again, using the example of like the explorers of yesterday, exploring the world and thinking that we didn't have a part of the world that we do have. And if they were not brave enough to overcome those mental hurdles, then we would have, again, of course, we would have eventually discovered it. But the point is, making that leap led to rewards, right? For them. So I feel like that was such a bad example, but it's the one that came to mind, guys. So accept it or don't, but you get what I'm trying to say. We're overcoming mental hurdles, and I feel like that is leading to physical changes. So that is what I got for you guys, group number 3. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to read for you. I love you guys so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and that's all I got. So